Hey everybody, Master Dave here. We're on Warrior Wisdom, episode 21. And if you can see by the graphic, we're talking about getting hit. And it's okay to get hit. And this isn't a reference to discipline like when you were kids and you used to get smacked by your parents and all that. This is a reference to in the martial arts because we're dealing with a lot of striking sometimes. Even if you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or catch wrestling, you are getting hit. You're being slammed. You're being put on the ground. So, it's a fallacy to say that those arts don't do hitting because you are doing contact. You are kind of striking at each other in a different way. Judo, I'm picking you up and throwing you on the ground, or I'm doing some kind of trip. So you are getting hit. It's just a different kind of hitting. Same as in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If I do a double leg takedown and I take you down, you're getting hit. You're just hitting the ground differently versus if I punch you, I'm hitting you in the jaw or the neck or something. Okay, so now what do I mean by it's okay to get hit? Now, in the martial arts, let's admit it, students don't want to get hurt. They don't want to get hit. They don't want to feel bad. And they want to learn self-defense sometimes, but then when they actually start getting into it, it's a little bit more touchy-feely or a little bit more aggressive than they thought it would be. And that could be the instructor, that could be the school. Sometimes they're a little too aggressive for you. You mean find something that fits for you. Now, the thing is that I'm talking about is when you're training and you're sparring and you start to spar, which means if you're a beginner, you're going to do very minimal contact to almost no contact. And as you progress, like the first couple months, it's a little more contact. And then you get to about a year on, it's pretty much contact. I mean, you're not killing each other. And there's a fallacy between full contact and contact. Full contact's a fight. You're not doing that in a controlled environment in studio. Even boxers, they train at 40%. They don't hit as hard as they can when they train. That's fight night when they get paid. And same for MMA. True MMA fighters, they don't hit full force when they're training. They hit enough to make impact, to make kind of like you got there. Okay? But not to hurt you because they need to be well enough for their fight coming up. So that's kind of a fallacy that people sell on, full contact in our studio. And if there's a studio doing full contact, it's not safe. You have to realize that people have to go to work the next day. They have things to do the next day. Got to be alive to defend ourselves the next day. But what I'm talking is about you start doing some training and you have protection and then they get hit and they freak out and they stop. And it's one of two reasons. One, if it's a kid who's a very hotshot kid, he may think like he sees the movies and they're untouchable and he feels he's an overachiever and because he got hit, he feels he's imperfect. And it's Hollywood's fault for teaching us that we're not supposed to get hit. You're supposed to be untouchable. That's not true. You can't engage in combat without getting hit. It's going to happen. And an instructor who teaches you you're going to be untouchable is a bad instructor. There's nobody who's untouchable. Even the champion fighters all get hit. They have to get hit. That's how you realize if your stuff is working. I got tagged here and I know I got to move. Contact is a teacher. It teaches us that maybe my guard has to be up. Maybe I have to feint more. Maybe I have to dodge. Maybe I have to step right when I should have gone left. Who knows? But that's what contact teaches us. And think of it this way. If you can't handle being hit in this environment, a controlled environment for sake of purpose, even though sparring is non-static, you're still controlled. There's still a coach watching. There's still someone making sure you're safe. What's going to happen if you have to defend yourself? You're going to get hit out there and then you can't handle it. You're going to freak out. Remember, in the studio, there's a coach who cares about you, a teacher who cares about you, a student who cares. He may make contact with you or she may hit you, but they care about you because they know that it's part of the game and they know to have enough restraint not to hurt you. It's okay to get hit. Hitting teaches us a lot. When we get hit, we learn what life is giving us. It teaches us that I have to be on guard more. I let my guard down. They got me because I didn't see that. And then you never let that happen again, don't you? Think about that. If you are a training or your instructor, when you got hit that pretty good time, I've been hit in the chest where I lost my breath. I didn't give up. I got up. I said, okay, I got to catch my breath. I sucked it up and I got in there. Was I the best fighter? Not always, no. There was people much better than me, but they taught me a lot. And the same thing, you will learn a lot if you just sit there and understand that it's all a lesson. in one way or another. Okay, that's it. That's Warrior Wisdom. Thank you for listening. I look forward to the next video. Have a great kicking week.